Okay, now let's look at this word problem on number basis. In this question, a man left 423 base 5 acres of farmland for his wife and 3 children. The wife took 221 base 3 acres of the land and shared the remainder to the children in the ratio 2 is to 3 is to 3, and we are to calculate the number of acres of land received by each of the children and leave our answer in base 5. Good. So this one is one of the word problems. It's very easy. Okay, it's very simple. It's not difficult. Okay, so let's look at how we can do that. Now you realize that the man left, so we know that the total number of or acres of land is given as also total number of acres the land of the land is given as what? 4 to 3 base 5. And how many of land did the wife take? So the wife's share, okay, so the wife's share is equal to 2 to 1 base 3. Good. This is the wife's share. Okay, but we need to know the remainder before we can share, because the question says she shared the rest to the 3 children in that given what ratio. But before that, if we don't know what the remainder, so we are going to look at the remainder. But in this question, since what the total number of acres of land is in base 5 and what the wife also took is in base 3, before we can find the remainder, we need to make sure both the total and what the wife got are in what? In the same base. Okay, we have to make sure they are in the same base so that we can find the difference. Once they are in the same base, then finding them the remainder becomes easy. So we need to change this to the same base. And which of the bases can we change? So we know that all of them must be changed to base 10, so that we get actual values. Because when I told you previously that whenever the numbers are given to you without the base, it is in base 10, and whatever number in base 10 gives you the same number. So changing from these bases to base 10 makes the work what easier. Okay, so for the total, we need to change from base 5 to base 10, and you know how to do that. We've already done that in our previous lessons. So for the total, I will get 4 and multiply by the base, okay, plus 2 multiplying base 5 plus my 3 multiplying what? 5. Then I will distribute my exponent. We start with the ones, that is 0, the tens, that is 1, the hundreds, that is what? 2. Okay, then we know that 4 times 5 exponent 2 gives me 25 plus 2 times 5 exponent 1 is 5 plus 3 times 1, because any non-zero number exponent 0 gives me what? 1. So we know that this time this gives me 100 plus 10 plus 3. And this gives me what? 113 base 10. Yes. So you get base 10. Okay. Now let's also change the wife's share to base 10. And that is 2 times 4. So we are given base 3. So 2 times 3 plus another 2 times 3. And then we also have 4 times 3. So 0, 1, 2. Then we have 2 times 9 plus 2 times 3 plus 4 times 1. So 2 times 9 gives us 18 plus 6 plus 4. And this gives us what? 28 base 10. So once you realize that we have all of them in the same base, then finding the remainder becomes easy. Okay, because looking at this, we have the total as giving us 423 base 5, and we have changed it to base 10, which gave us 113, and we have the wife's share. So to get the remainder, we need to subtract the wife's share from the total. Okay, so now the remainder is equal to the 113 base 10 minus 28 base 10, and that gives us, okay, so let's make little corrections here. So this one is 1 rather, not 4. So in this case we have here to be 1, and here is also 1. In this case we get 1 here, and then if we add, then we are going to get 25 rather, and here is also what? 25. Yes, 25. Okay, good. So if we subtract this from that, then we are going to get 88 base 10. Okay, base 10. And I said that once it is in base 10, it gives you the same value. Good. So if we have the remainder, and that is what we are going to share among the 3 children in the ratio what? 2:3:3. So before we can do that, we need to find the total of the ratio. So we know that for the total ratio, it is given as what? 2 plus 3 plus 3, which gives us what? So we know that it gives us 8. Good. So once we have this 8, then to find the share of each child, you pick first child. So for first child, that is 2. So his own is in the ratio of what? 2. So it will be 2 on 8 multiplying the remainder, which is what? 88, and that gives us 22. Okay, in base what? 10. Yes. So what about the second child? Okay, what about the second child? So for the second child, the share will also be what? 3. So 3 on 8 times 8, which gives us what? So we are going to get 33. as well. Now, since if you look at the share of the second and the third, they are all having the same number of ratio. Then once we have worked for one of them, because all of them have 3 3, and we have worked with 3 as 33, then the third child will also get what? 33. So this will be their share. This will be their share. Each of the child will get this, but note also that their share is in base 10, but the question said we should leave our answer in base what? 5. So you know how to convert from base 10 to base 5. Okay, so once their share is in base 10, we need to convert their share from base 10 to base 5, and you know how to do that. So we are going to do that quickly. So for the first child's share, which is 20 or 2 base 10, we are changing to base 5. In that case, we are going to write the 5 here as we did. So we have the 2 here, and then I will have my remainder, which is r. So 5 divides 22 how many times? 4, remainder 2. Good. So you see that we have 4 2, and that becomes our answer. So it means that 22 base 10 is equal to 4 2 base 5. Good. Now let's look at the second child. So the second child's share is also got 3 base 10. Okay, and we are also changing this to base 5. So I'll write my 5 here, and then 3 and the remainder is here. So 5 divides 3 how many times? 6, remainder 3. So that is what? 3. We can still divide 6 by 5, and then we have, this is what? 1, remainder 1. So this is going to be my answer. So 3 base 10 is equal to 113 base 5. Yes, good. Then the third child, since the third child and the second child have the same value, then the third child's own, the third share is also equal to 1. So this is base 5, 1 1 3 base 5, and that ends everything. So when you are asked to solve this exam, that is how to go about it. So it means that the share of these children are 42 base 5, 33 113 and 113 base 5. Okay, so these are their following shares. Okay, so we'll end here and continue next time in our next video. In our next video, we are going to look at multiplication of number bases. So see you next time. Bye bye.